Mm. Yeah. Nothing but it has start these activities. And as part of ASU also, you'll have certain activities again, which can again overlap with those also, but you still perform this also. So next is you perform this ASU tools, and there are certain notes which we at a ముందు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసినప్పుడు కొన్ని నోట్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసిన నంబర్స్ అంత ఎవడు అడగలేదు బట్ జస్ట్ హ్యావ్ ఇట్ లైక్ then they also use T code called Unicode prep because I told you when you have BW or HANA, all BW must be Unicode compatible. With the DM option itself, you do upgrade, migration as well as what? Unicode conversion. So they use a T code called SPUMG for all the Unicode relevant settings. Hmm. So once and then see majorly it is housekeeping, pre-upgrade, pre-migration task list, and taking the report snapshots and holding the present performance of the statistics of the queries, and you keep it ready. Okay, boss, and then you start migrating. Then they act after all this task list. They start the actual migration process. ఏందుంటుంది they'll use that software some మన software ఉంటుంది they డబ్ల్యూకి they open that up అదన్నీ it's like sequence of dialog box అని అడుగుతుంది you want to migrate to which version to what is the IP you want to migrate database what is the IP address of the database HANA database and what is the system ID host name అని అడుగుతుంది నెక్స్ట్ కొట్టుకుంటూ వెళ్తుంటే actual migration is done. General actual migration goes on for around 24 hours or 36 hours, 40 hours range lo veltadu depending on the size. That's all majorly on the basis, but they use that to they use that software some with the DM option they run that out. I'll show you that. The download ఉంటుంది there is స్క్రీన్ షాట్ లో చూడు do you want to migrate your system to another database type ఏమంటాం ఎస్ అని వాట్ ఇస్ ఏమిది హనా ఇక్కడ మైగ్రేషన్ కి అది ఉంది కాబట్టి ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు షో యూ ప్రాక్టికల్లీ అండ్ ఒరిజినల్ లైసెన్స్ ఉంటేనే చేయొచ్చు ఫేక్ అమర్పేటలు చేయలేము అది ప్రాబ్లం యాజ్ వెల్ యూ సే దిస్ ఇట్ లాస్ట్ కి దట్ మైగ్రేషన్ కీ అది లేదు కాబట్టి వీ కెనాట్ డూ అదర్వైజ్ ఇట్స్ స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్. Next you say standard system or distributed system, you say standard and then okay. Then you'll give the host name of your HANA server, then system SID అన్ని ఇచ్చి కొడతాం అంతే. కొడితే just say next how many bookmarks you want next కొడుతూ పోతే నెక్స్ట్ అంతే ఇట్ కి స్టార్ట్స్ అంత అయిపోయినాక ఏముంటుంది కంప్లీట్ అంటుంది అంతే నువ్వు చేసేది ఏం లేదు. After migration steps it lasts do you also want to migrate అంటే yes database అంటాం ఏ డేటా HANA అంటే HANA details అన్ని ఇస్తే కొడితే the database is migrated. It's all automated because the focus is HANA is SAP system, so he's given lots of perfect tool which can easily migrate it run. Migration complex చేసి ఎవడు పడదు అన్నట్టు అందుకు వాడికి ఆ డిమాండ్ పెరగాలంటే మైగ్రేషన్ కూడా సింప్లిఫైడ్ చేయాలని వన్ ఫోకస్ అది. ఓకే బాస్. That's by running the steps like this he does all the actual migration part of us. Then once the migration is done, then we'll have to carry out what? Post migration and post upgrade activities. Okay. First, before we carry out all the testing part, we do this part. Now, again, when you go to STC01, You have to execute the task list, which is for what? After upgrade, after migration. You've seen that? I can go to STC01 or after upgrade and what? After migration. Okay. See, even if before migration, already configured NLS archiving, it will still it will have the same connection. It will still continue with the new system also. Check the HANA database with the DBA cockpit. Generally, what you do is you install HANA Studio and then you get into administration to see that, right? You get into this and then you select this, then you go to administration. You see the host name, even from let's say this BW with HANA, I can go to take a DBA cockpit to see. And once it is migrated, do you need to have the BW connected to the primary database? Now, when I go to DBA cockpit, you see this database connection. What is the DB user here? You could do the primary database connection default and system data. What is schema here? SAP Web1 host is Cubex SP9 connect either. So this is the actual details you can get to see. చాలా చూడవచ్చు అంటే ఇక్కడ సిస్టమ్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్స్కి వెళ్తే సిస్టమ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ large tables of the servers ఎక్కడో చూడొచ్చు configuration course how many అంటే from DBA cockpit you can observe any host. You don't do anything here. It's only about checking whether my connection between BW and the primary database HANA is all fine or not. You can check the services, all the servers which has been running on, and we can see the volume of data, how much has been occupied in which database. ఏ సర్వర్లో ఎంత డేటాబేస్ ఎంత డేటా ఆగిపోయిందో చూడొచ్చు. బ్యాకప్ అవన్నీ మనకు అవసరం. బట్ you can also open SQLator from here and run your SQL statements also. If you don't have, because immediately if you don't have the studio, you can also you can just run some query and see whether query is working fine. Just checking whether the connection between my BW and HANA is all fine and the configuration is fine. And the green line do some. Next, this one, repair inconsistency PS. This is chala important point. Recently, I had discussed with one of my friend who has done the migration. What a problem was. See, and one more thing was, as part of pre-migration or pre-upgrade, do we unschedule all the process change? Because normal daily you'll have processes which are running, which will be loading the database. During upgrade, you'll be stopping all the data loadings. When you say you're stopping the data load, means what? All the processes will be removed from schedule. అది కామన్, అది ఓకే కదా స్టెప్, అది నార్మల్ అప్గ్రేడ్ స్టెప్. నువ్వు ప్రాసెస్ అన్నింటినీ రన్ చేయకుండా ఆపేసింది ఎప్పుడు మైగ్రేషన్ కంటే ముందు. మైగ్రేషన్ అయిపోయినాక మళ్ళీ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తారు. ఓకేనా? చూడు, చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్. దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ యూ కెన్ రైజ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ అన్ ఇష్యూ వాట్ యూ హ్యాడ్. Focus bus. Let's say you have a lot of extractors of ECC which is already connected to BW and everything was running, up and running, daily process running. So you wanted to go, so tomorrow you want to start the migration, you have scheduled a downtime in BW. So when the downtime is scheduled, what is that? You're going to stop, server is going to be down, right? So you're going to stop all the processes. But before I stop the process, very important point is, do we have delta queue in ECC? You'll have extractor queue, you'll have data. So you need to clean those queues before you stop. So what I would do is, I would stop. What they have done is they have stopped, removed all the processes from the schedule, and they scheduled downtime in ECC also, and they have run V3 job. So all the data from extractor queue is collected to what? Delta queue. Now no more records in extractor queue. It's blank, and V3 job is also stopped. Okay, removed from schedule. Then now I've got data in delta queue. What they have done is they have run info. When you run info package delta manually, then what happens? Data from delta queue is brought into what? PS. But you still have the delta queue entries in the repeat delta. To clean that also, they have run delta once more, which will bring 0 from 0. I know For each data source, they run delta twice. Once to bring delta records, once to clean repeat delta, clean the repeat delta also. They run another delta. So it brings 0 from 0, but the delta key is cleaned out. This okay, na? What they've done is they just loaded those new delta records only till PSA and they went for migration. They didn't want to waste time in loading to the next level targets and keep it ready, and then they went for migration. But so where is all my data now? All the new delta is in PSA and they went for migration. After migration, when they're trying to load, they're not able to load. After migration, when they're trying to load data from this PSA to the next level targets, they're not able to load this. Because after it is migrated, I'll show you. What do I get? Double zero 112. $692. The end 7.4. Actually, when you migrate from 7. Old version to this one, what they had is there's some new column which there's some change in this table structure. Because of this, the delta request, what they already collected that into PSA, they could not process it next level targets. That is a problem they had. The PSA table gets changed after your migrations, and so the old request which they already collected that into PSA, they could not load it to the next level target. They had that issue. Okay. So to recorrect all the PSA tables, if there's any inconsistency, we run this program rsdu underscore PSA underscore part number underscore check. So we use this program to correct all the inconsistencies in the PSA. మొత్తం PSA tables లో ఏదైతే inconsistency ఉందో దాని program తో correct అవుతుంది. ఈ ప్రాబ్లం కూడా ఉంటుంది. Once it's migrated, I have this problem in my system.
So the data is not recovered.
So they could identify that by quality. In production, they yeah. See, I still have this problem in my 7.4 SP11. I have this problem. If I try to see the master data, now you remember normal screen. When I say master data, I should get an ALU grid screen where I can select, but it is opening up my browser. That is what missing of master data view sometimes. Normally, when I say maintain master data, I need to get an ABAP screen with the like table content screen like stuff, and then I should get a view. That is called a missing view sometimes. Okay? So for that, what you do is you run this program ZR that you get to see that kind of problem when you migrate bus. ZRS DMD underscore check underscore CHA views, master data views, and you can get to details on that node 1892819. So when you say maintain master data, browser so those master data views are missing out. To fix that master data issues, you can fix this and out. Okay. Next, activate all your transformations as the next step of post upgrade activities or migration activities, you activate all your transformations. RS DZ underscore TRNF underscore active. Now, why do we activate this transformation? And మొత్తం సిస్టంలో ఉన్న ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ అన్నింటినీ యాక్టివేట్ చేయి. ఎందుకు చేస్తాం? You remove the checkbox SAP HANA execution. Yeah. Only after system is migrated to HANA, you will have this checkbox, right, in the transformations. But it eప్పుడు select అవుతుంది when you activate. When you activate, and if system is able to push those transformations, the checkbox gets enabled. So we don't know which transformation has got flexibility of pushing down. So we start activating all the transformations. What are the transformations it is able to push down? It will start enabling that checkbox. That's where we activate all the transformations by using that program. Okay, was very, very important. The next, converting HANA objects to HANA optimized objects. Nothing but what? You convert cubes into HANA optimized cubes. How do you convert? How do you migrate normal cubes into HANA optimized cubes? RS MIGR HANA DB is a T code, or you can run the program and start what? You specify all the cubes and start migrate. But can I migrate multiple cubes at a time? Yes, arrow mark multiple cubes here. But only thing is, in the real time, they don't go cube by cube or all cubes at a time. They'll take application by application. They'll take sales. All the cubes relevant to sales will be migrated. Next, Malli, finance. Set this. Okay, was fine. And this very, very important. And the other day in the interview, he was very much happy with this point. Let's say you have existing multi-providers and existing info sets. And by using this program, you can convert those existing multi-provider info sets to what? Composite providers. By using this RSO underscore convert underscore IPRO to HCPR. After migrating, do we need to reinitialize the data source? See, the task list generally, it is nothing to be running by outside, so it will be, even base person can just create task list and he can execute it. So nothing problem. But these tasks, we will basically BW consultant does it. Then once you have it HANA, do we have row store tables and column store tables? Generally, all system tables will be migrated as row store, and standard tables, all other application tables will be column store. But there might be some requirement. Let's say my RS statistics tables, even though they are standard, I want them to be as column store. Then I can use this program RSD underscore move underscore to underscore column, where you can move the row store tables to column store table, so that it improves my performance of reading. Statistics tables are like system tables, but I'm using it for more of reading. So I want to convert them to column store. Then I can use this program. If you have certain row store tables and you want to convert them to column, I can use this program. Okay. And we don't know if there might be some tables having some inconsistency. To solve all the inconsistencies on the tables, then we use this program RSD underscore table underscore inconsistency. This is a program to check the inconsistency of all the tables. After migration, do we have to reinitialize the data source if the data source delta mechanism is disturbed? So what we generally, since we are upgrading your BW system, corresponding enhancement patches will be applied in ECC also. When you are upgrading BW, corresponding enhancement patches also will be applied in ECC, which can be disturbing your data source delta mechanism. Then what you do, in that case, you reinitialize your extract. Generally, you will have the problem of timestamp error. You get that problem. If you're able to solve the problem and process the delta, it's fine. If not, you'll have to reinitialize. And this problem you may not be reinitializing for every data source. There might be some data source getting disturbed with certain support pack. For those extractors, you have to reinitialize. Otherwise, it's fine. Yeah. Then apart from all this, do we also carry out a lot of testing aspects? These are the steps what we do, so that once these are done, your system is migrated and all the corrections in the system is done now. Now I need to do the testing part. You can think about even migrating 3.x to 7.x flow, migrating BEX queries, workbooks, migration, normal migration of 3.x flow to 7 can be done as part of post migration or post upgrade. Next, testing. Now, testing is what I already collected the report snapshots as part of pre-upgrade or pre-migration. So as part of post, I'll run the same reports with same selections and check the data, validate my data. If the data is correct, then data is valid, okay? And then I also compare the performance so that I know I collect the present statistics and the old statistics and see what is the time difference. If there is a query which is running for 5 minutes previously, now I see query running in 1 minute. So I see a purely difference in the performance of the queries. And prove, yeah, you have to prove all those. Yeah. That is part of testing you do, and I think a lot of optimizations you carry out, like say migrating 3.x data flow to 7, migrating a BEX queries or workbooks from 3. How do you migrate BEX query to 7? Just you open the BEX query in 7 query design, then save it, gets migrated. And how to migrate workbook? You open 3.x workbook to 7. And from migration cockpit, you have a button which can migrate it automatically. And then convert cubes to unoptimized cubes and remove cubes if it is used as data mart for DSO, if used only for aggregation. I told you, you'll be eliminating cubes at the top if they're used only for aggregation. Then replace cubes with, if you have to use cubes, you can replace info cubes with advanced DSO. You know about advanced DSO like cube? But if it is within one, if there is a cube with 120 characteristics, I can convert it to advanced DSO. But if it's more than 120, I can't handle it because in a cube, all characteristics must be primary key. And what is maximum number of key fields, primary key characteristics you can have in advanced DSO? Only 120. And convert multiple to composite provider, and then push down the transformations only for specific use cases where my transformations are really slow. Once it is migrated HANA, I can start customizing or optimizing those transformations by implementing HANA expert script routine by using ABAP managed database procedures. And we start leveraging BW modeling tools of HANA perspective and query snapshots. If there's some queries which are running slow, I can start using concepts of query snapshot to improve query performances. And once it is done, you need to do certain optimizations of processing, because once it is migrated, you don't have accelerator, no more BW accelerator, no aggregates, nothing. So in the processes, you might have roll up of indexes or roll up of aggregates. All those processes must be removed. Even if you don't remove that, it's fine, because processing will have it, but it does not execute that. Even if it is there, fine, but it's still as part of optimization, you start cleaning your process definition by removing all the unwanted processes like roll-ups, and no more concept of DB statistics, constructing or building indexes, even all these processes can be removed out. And remember, there's no concept of HANA optimized DSO. If you already migrated in 7.3, you have to reconvert them back to what? Standard DSOs. These are the points you can think of. Yeah. And now, do we still use aggregates after migration? No. Even before migration, we will deactivate all the aggregates. When I deactivate aggregates, what happens? Aggregates deactivate with them. Definition data must delete type. Like this, aggregates are rolled out. And as part of one of the housekeeping activities where you reduce the sizing, deactivating aggregates is also one of the steps. What you can do. Okay, boss. So what? No. Are you going to share this? I'll not share this PPT, but I'll tell you from where did I pick this up. I'll tell you. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So I'm just playing this. Just look at how I was explaining this guy. Yeah, about. He just asked me only one. See, his requirement was he has a project where he wants to migrate from BW 7.0 to 7.4 and migrate HANA. And he was supposed to put me onto the project as a lead. And he was asking me what you will do, How will you do? Getting this? And he said, give me step by step what will you do? And I had this PowerPoint in front of me and I was answering. No, we understood what we are doing, but how is it I'm answering that guy? That's exactly what I want to do. Okay. వస్తాను
హెడ్ఫోన్స్ పెట్టుకుని
ఎవరు పెట్టుకున్నారు
పిన్ పెట్టలేదు సార్
పిన్ పెట్టలేదు You're not listening? తేడా ఉంది ఐ థింక్ Should I do something here?
Control of
Play. I think it is taking something else. I think.
Yes, sir. I go to meeting session. Microphones are getting.
Green. దీంట్లో వస్తాను
Go to meeting session. తీసుకుంటాను సెషన్ బయటికి రా
దీనికి వస్తాను
ఇప్పుడు తీయండి సార్ వస్తుంది
No, there's something here. I need to change or something. ఇది పోతే వస్తుందా ఏమన్నా మైక్ పెడితే మైక్ డిఫాల్ట్ వాల్యూమ్ ఓకే కరెక్ట్
Fine, good. Thank you.
People from online, can you hear?
Exactly, yeah.
It's coming.
Okay.
You don't have a question, only answer.
Pretty good. Basically, I work with two different engagements on BW and HANA with mixed approach, where you're using HANA as a native HANA, as well as the HANA was used as a backend database for BW also. I was part of pre-upgrade and pre-migration and post-upgrade, post-migration. I was part of analyzing the ZG BW ABAP analyzer program and migration cockpits, analyzing the transformations, what needs to be done, replacing select star with the select column, listing of the columns, eliminating for all entries, and these kind of customizations are done. And as part of upgrade, there are some function models which are absolute, and we have to replace the new function models, especially for the file upload programs and some of the custom function models written for DPS. And pretty strong with the text reporting and even the backend with SAP and integration of BODs towards BW and self integration towards BW with the TIMS 2011 SP5. And pretty strong HANA modeling and HANA database, and also different data provisionings onto it with the SLT, BOD, smart data access also worked on. Yeah, so this is pretty much my strengths on it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Question is, he is asking me a question, so that's all fine. Let's assume we want to migrate. Now give me step by step, he's asking.
Yeah. So basically, see, there are a couple of things which we would have considered first. There are some considerations which we have to go through. First thing is, what is our present BW version? Let's say if it's 7.x, it will be different. 7.0.
He confirmed me that it is 7.0.
There is PMO option through which we can do upgrade as well as migration and Unicode conversion also together. And one more point to be noted is when you're trying to shift towards 7.4 or the minimum 7.3, which supports with BW HANA as a backend database, we do not have the Java stack and ABAP stack together. We need to have split out. We need to have the Java stack to be installed in separate application server, then integrated together. It cannot go together. That's the point we have to control that point also. And also one more major point is when you're trying to move to HANA, which is an in-memory database, we have to reduce the data. We don't have the freedom of having the huge database sizing. We need to have it more compressed formats. So then our focus also would be on reducing the size of the present database also. So we would have to concentrate on deleting PSA tables or unwanted log tables or RSVD stat tables. All might have to be removed. I'm just going through a rough, then I'll get into details of each of these. So these also have to be configured. Majorly, we have reduced the sizing of our database before even you think about migrating it, so that you get the exact sizing of your PW's HANA database sizing also. Yeah. And also we should focus on installing some of the nodes which is for the ZPW migration cockpit, or let's say ZPW ABAP analyzer or database sizing. There are different set of nodes what SAP has given. For example, if you look at this, we have some node 1729988, which is actually the SAP PW HANA checklist, which gives you complete pre-migration and post-migration, pre-upgrade and post-upgrade checklist also, which comes from that. And also we have implemented the node 1847431, which is actually for ZPW ABAP analyzer.